Hello and welcome back to EdTech. This video is organized around the TaskStream software and the TaskStream website and how to use that to build your e-portfolio. So in the next couple minutes you're going to have these questions answered. How do I get to my TaskStream e-portfolio? So how do I access it? How do I log into it? What program do I find it under? How will my portfolio be organized? How will I upload my educational autobiography, which is an assignment in EdTech this week, into my portfolio? How will I upload a professional picture into my e-portfolio? And what are all those other sections that are on the portfolio? So the first question, how do I get to my TaskStream portfolio? What you're going to notice is that on Moodle there's a link that says TaskStream.com. If you click on TaskStream.com, it's going to bring up this screen right here. And once you are on this screen, you can click Login up in the corner. All of you, I believe, have access to TaskStream. If you are the BSED seeking students, I think I made sure everybody has it. If you do not, please contact me and I'll show you how to create an account. You'll have to buy that access card. It's a 3-year subscription, so it's going to last you until the end of the program. So I know most of you are activated, and you can just click login and enter your credentials. And there are my credentials saved for me there. Mine's going to look a little different because I'm an instructor side, so I think yours will just show up and it will look like this screen. So you'll have a couple different DRFs. DRF stands for Direct Response Folio, and basically that's just kind of like a folder or a place where we house this information. So as an author, I think you're going to have yours underneath the author tab. You're going to look for something called Mayville State Portfolio. Let me show you what it looks like. It's called Mayville State Portfolio. And what you're going to do, mine is called Demo Portfolio just because I'm not a student, so I don't have a Mayville State Portfolio. But you're going to click on Mayville State Portfolio, and it's going to bring you to this screen. So, a couple questions that we were addressing. How do I get to my TaskStream ePortfolio? Well, you go on Moodle, or you can just go to TaskStream.com. How do I log in to TaskStream? Well, you've already created your credentials, so you've got that taken care of. What program, or DRF, is my ePortfolio located under? And that's the Mayville State Portfolio. And how will my portfolio be organized? So that's what I wanted to talk about next. Your ePortfolio, my Microsoft Word is restarting there. My ePortfolio that I have up here is organized in a couple different ways. So anything that you see on the left side here that has a green arrow means you don't have to worry about it. So that means that somebody else is going to enter the information on the back side of TaskStream. If you see something with a lock screen, it means that you've already gone in and submitted something, but you can always cancel that submission, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So there are, I believe, 35 different components to your portfolio. So there's an introduction, and that's what you'll be doing in EdTech this week, is creating that educational autobiography, which you're going to copy and paste into this section, and I'll show you how to do that in addition to a professional looking photo. So that goes into your introduction. Your resume and your references is another thing that you'll be responsible for uploading. Not this semester. You'll actually do that towards the end or towards the middle of your program. So there's lots of different sections here. There's the 10 in-task standards, so we have standards 1 through 10, and you'll also notice that each standard has a rationale and artifact for performance, knowledge, performance, knowledge. So in the end, you will, just in those sections alone, you'll have 10 in-task times 2, you'll have 20 artifacts that you'll be justifying why you chose to put those into your portfolio. And portfolio, when we Google the word portfolio, when we look it up in the Webster Dictionary, it literally means a collection of student work. So it's a collection of work over time, and it shows growth. So you're going to put pieces into your portfolio throughout your program so that you can show growth from the beginning to the end. So there's those 10 in-task standards. Then you're going to take 2 artifacts from your essential studies, 2 artifacts from your second major or your minor if you don't have a second major. You're going to upload 2 video reflections and 2 artifacts. So those are some things that you'll have to take care of by the end of your portfolio. So right now, the only thing that we're going to worry about for this assignment in EdTech is that introduction tab. So the question, how will my portfolio be organized? There's lots of different tabs on the right side of your on the left side of your portfolio, and most of them are organized by the InTask standards, but each of them will need you to upload an artifact. So that's how that portfolio is organized. How do I upload my educational autobiography into my ePortfolio? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the assignment on Moodle from this week, the assignment description, because what I've done is I've written a sample autobiography for you. And the reason why I provided a sample here is because there's no way you can copy this, because it's your story. It's your autobiography. So this is just an example of a student that's written one in the past. So I'm just going to have this in a Word document, and that's a good tip that I like to recommend to my students, that if you have your TaskStream portfolio, anything that you put in it should also be saved in a Word document. So have a backup of your portfolio in a Word document. I think that's important in case something happened to TaskStream, or you were to lose your work or your artifacts, you'd have those rationale written. They take a long time to write, and they take a lot of brain power, so it's a wise idea to save those in a Word document. So as I'm modeling here, I'm copying and pasting that educational autobiography that you're going to write this week. And just so you know, TaskStream does not have spell check, and it's very difficult to format text. It's really hard to get the size right and the font right and the different colors. So I recommend formatting everything exactly the same. I'm going to repeat that: formatting everything exactly the same in a Word document, and then copying and pasting that into your TaskStream text boxes. It's just more efficient that way. So as instructed, I'm going to right click and I'm going to click copy. I'm going to go to my TaskStream portfolio, and like I said, this is locked. So when you are working, and you won't have any locks yet because you haven't started working on these are just things that I went in and played with and demonstrated for my students. But if I go to the work tab, that's where I'm going to be working. If I go to scores and results, I can see different things on my portfolio that I worked on. Oh, my introduction. So I'm actually going to click cancel submission, and TaskStream acts like it's the end all, the be all. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes, you can undo the submission. It's not going to lose any of your work. So you can submit, unsubmit, submit, unsubmit as many times if you'd like. And it'll show that in progress until you click submit. The trick is at the end of the semester, when in 250, when you complete checkpoint 1, you'll have to make sure you submit the work, or else we will not be able to see it. So that's important to note too. So I'm going to click edit work for the purposes of this assignment. And I might already have something in there, but I'm going to show you how to get rid of it. I do have it in there. So let me quickly just delete everything in there. Oopsie. I clicked my backspace, and that's another trick about TaskStream, not to use your back button, or you can lose some things. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and then I'll come back with you in just a second. Okay, so now I'm back, and my screen is empty, and that sample that I did is completely empty. So I'm going to click on so I've got some information here. It says you have not added text or image. So I'm going to click edit text and image up in the right hand side there, and it's going to give me a text box. And like I said, this is not as easy to work with as Word. So from your Word document, you're going to remember copy. You're going to pull up TaskStream. You're going to right click. You're going to paste. Because of browser security, the editor is not able to access clipboard directly. Okay, I paste it again, so it looks like there's something else that I need to do. And we'll see if this works, and if not, we'll come back and try something else. And that's the thing about TaskStream, you just have to spend time testing it out. So I got some big spaces here. I think I'm going to take those out so it looks more professional. I know I've already proofread it and made sure there was no spelling errors and that it makes sense. So there is my text, but part of checkpoint 1 is to put not only our educational autobiography that we wrote for EdTech, but also to add a picture. So you're going to see right up here this blue hyperlink, and it's kind of hidden. But if you click add an image to your text section, my image is Brittany, whoopsie, my title is Brittany Hagen, because that's what the picture is going to be of. I'm going to browse, and I always keep my pictures in a folder on my computer called Technology. And remember that you need to use a professional photo. I think it's really surprising when I'm working with students at this level and most of them do not have a professional looking photo. They have lots of selfies, they have lots of pictures with their friends, but not a whole lot of professional looking photos. So make sure that the photo that you choose is professional, and what that means is that you're smiling, that you're wearing something that a teacher would wear, that the background isn't distracting. So lots of different variables there. It looks like it's not responding, so I'm just going to quick hit pause until it's ready so you don't have to waste time waiting for it, and I'll catch you in a few seconds. Okay, we're back, and I've got my folders here. I believe it's under Documents. I've got Technology, got a couple different pictures, some of my family, my daughter and my husband, and that's not going to work so well, but this is one of my professional photos from the website, so I'm going to go ahead and select that one. And you kind of have to play around with TaskStream when it comes to image placement. So do you want the image at your left? Do you want it normal? So if I go small, it might be too tiny. So I'm going to try normal, no resizing. Sometimes pictures are really big and you don't want them to be really big. So you can edit that a little bit, play around with the settings on TaskStream. So I'm going to click Save and Return. We'll see what it looks like. So there it is, my picture's on the left, there's my information. It's easy to read, it's very professional, and in order for my instructor or my portfolio reviewers to view my work, I have to make sure I click Submit Work. And it's going to keep reminding you, don't forget to submit, don't forget to submit. So I'm going to click Submit My Work. And yes, I want to make sure I'm going to submit my work. And then it's going to bring you back to that scores results where you can cancel that submission. But if I click back on the Work tab, I can go in and see my other sections of the portfolio. So how do I upload my educational autobiography? Well, I copy and paste it from a Word document. I make sure to edit text or image, and there's also options. It says you cannot add content because work has been submitted. So if I click Cancel Submission, yes, I'm sure I want to do that. There's also boxes on the bottom. So not only up here where it says edit text and image, you can also add text and image down here too. So same sort of thing, you can add attachments, all those good things. So this is how you would add your text and image. If you were uploading an artifact, like a lesson plan or a journal or a reflection, you would click attachments and be able to attach that. So that answers the question, how do I upload my educational autobiography? How do I upload a professional picture? And I think that's important to remember that that picture is professional. We kind of talked about that. So make sure that you upload that and play around with the settings because you don't want it to be too overpowering and you want it to fit nicely into your text there. And the other sections, excuse me, on TaskStream that we talked about are just things that you will not have to worry about right now. There are a couple things. So there are 5 things. How many? 5 things that you're responsible for. And I'll talk more about those in checkpoint 1, a video in 250. But we need to make sure that we're filling out the introduction and filling out uploading a professional picture. That's 2. You're responsible for filling out 1 of the 10 standards in Task Standards. Actually, there's 20 of them because remember 10 times 2 in each section. So 1 of the 20, you need to select an artifact and write a rationale. So that's 3. An essential studies artifact, which is 4, and you'll need to upload a second major minor artifact, which is 5. So we'll talk a lot more in other videos about how to write a rationale, how to select an artifact, tips for making your portfolio successful. But the purpose of this video, remember, was to teach you how to get on TaskStream, how to log into your portfolio, what program you click on, which is Maple State Portfolio, how is it organized, how you upload your educational autobiography, how you upload that professional picture, and then the other sections. So if you have any questions with TaskStream, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.